You do everything right. You invest in yourself. You learn to use the new artificial intelligences. You optimize your processes. You are twice as productive as a year ago. You don't waste time. And yet, you look at your account at the end of the month and you feel that the gap between you and those who really have money is getting bigger and bigger. It's frustrating. But it's not your fault. Today I'll explain why the system made you believe that the biggest danger was losing your job, when the real game, the one that is leaving you behind, is a very different one. And by the end of this video, you will understand the exact mechanism that large tech funds use to capture wealth while you just give away your data. And the best part is that you can start replicating it this very week with just $50. The problem is this. We were taught to protect our salary at all costs. They told you that if you were indispensable at your job, you were safe. But artificial intelligence isn't competing for your salary. It's competing for the value you generate. Many people, most in fact, think that AI is a wonderful tool. You use it to do a report in 5 minutes that used to take you 5 hours. You feel like a genius. And your boss is happy too, because now they're going to ask you for 50 reports a day for the exact same salary. Thank you, technological revolution. Technology skyrockets productivity. That's undeniable. But the extra money doesn't stay in the hands of the one who presses the magic generate button. It stays with the one who owns the button. And this is what very few people understand. Or well, what no one wants to accept, because it means changing the entire way we look at work. That's why, at minute 12, I'm going to show you the mechanism of asymmetric infrastructure ownership. It's the exact same strategic foundation that venture capital firms in Silicon Valley use to multiply their capital. And, like I said, you can start applying it yourself with $50. You don't need to be a millionaire to enter the game. You just need to stop playing by the wrong rules. And what do you do in the meantime? Wait. That is exactly what the system wants. For you to wait and see what happens. To wait and see if AI replaces your industry, or if you get lucky and survive. It took me years to understand how technological capture worked, and not because it's quantum physics, but because no one in school sat me down to explain it like this. You are understanding it now. In the era we are living in, the cost of physical work and repetitive mental work is rapidly trending towards zero. And if the cost of doing things drops to zero, the yield, what your money earns while you do nothing, goes straight and non-stop to the owner of the algorithm. Look, when you buy the latest monthly subscription to a text, video, or image artificial intelligence, you feel like you're investing. But in reality, you are accumulating liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket even when you're not using them. Think about it. You have Netflix, Spotify, ChatGPT Plus, 3 design tools, and every month there is a silent drain of capital from your account to theirs. You are funding the machine that will eventually make your current skills worth less. It's a perfect trap. They sell you the shovel to dig, but they own the gold mine. We're almost at the mechanism I promised you at the beginning. But first, you need to assimilate this, because if you don't flip the switch, the strategy won't do you any good. In the traditional economy, your time was your most valuable resource. You traded time for money. Today, giant tech companies are trading energy and computing power for money. And they have an infinite advantage over you. Their servers don't sleep. This is where the concept of liquidity comes into play. The ability to act when the world moves fast. If you have all your capital tied up in your salary and your fixed monthly expenses, you have no room to maneuver. You are a spectator in the greatest wealth transfer of this century. And sure, when there are big changes, there is a lot of fear. Markets shake. The news says everything is going to collapse. And that generates volatility, the ups and downs that scare those who don't understand the long game. The average employee sees volatility and freezes, or worse, panic sells what little they have. The owner, the strategist, sees volatility and smiles, because they know that's when assets are on discount. Assets, things that put money in your pocket without you being there. You need to be on the side that buys assets, not the one that only pays to use them. You have to use leverage, using resources that aren't yours to create something that is. And no, I don't mean taking out a bank loan at 20% interest to buy a car that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. I mean leveraging the global technological infrastructure. They built the billion-dollar servers. They pay for the electricity. You just have to buy a piece of that toll booth. I keep seeing people obsessed with finding the secret AI tool that will make them easy money by copying and pasting text on the internet. That doesn't exist. That is noise. The real game happens at the base layer. Who manufactures the chips? Who owns the data centers that process all that information? Who provides the cooling for those monstrous servers? While millions of people fight over who makes the best prompt, the owners of the chips are raking in billions. This is why you need to reevaluate your diversification, or as I call it, not putting all your workers in a single factory that might close tomorrow. If your only source of income is your physical labor or your ability to write emails, you are in a single factory. And that factory is already buying robots. You have to build a portfolio, the set of things working for you while you sleep. And that portfolio, today more than ever, must include a stake in the tech monopoly. Because at the end of the day, the modern financial system relies on a single force that is unstoppable. And I'm talking about compound interest. The only employee who never asks for a raise, never gets sick, and works 365 days a year even when you sleep. If you combine compound interest with the brutal growth of artificial intelligence adoption, you have the most aggressive wealth engine we've seen in decades. But you have to start it yourself. No one is going to come to your house and hand you the keys. Wait, before you close this video, there is one more thing that no one out there is going to tell you. And it's exactly what separates the one who starts accumulating from the one who is always about to start. It's not a lack of talent. It's not intelligence. It's the deep-seated belief that if you work hard enough and are loyal, the system will eventually reward you. That's a lie. AI has no mercy on hard work. The algorithm doesn't care how many sleepless nights you had. The modern capitalist system only rewards one thing: ownership. If you don't own a piece of the system, you are the fuel for the system. And here is the asymmetric infrastructure ownership I promised you. It means to stop buying subscriptions merely as a user and start buying fractional shares of the technological infrastructure as an owner. You don't need millions. With $50, you can open a regulated brokerage account and buy ETFs, which are exchange-traded funds focused on semiconductors, data centers, and cybersecurity companies. You are buying the bricks of the new digital economy. Obviously, this doesn't replace the advice of a financial professional because everyone's situation is different, but the mechanism I just explained is real, it's documented, and it's been working for decades. Instead of competing against the machine, you become the owner of the toll booth the machine is forced to pass through. Now you know what they know. The difference is that you already have the information. What you do with it from this second forward is entirely up to you. If this kind of analysis helps you and you want to understand how to bulletproof your money in the next decade, the next video picks up exactly where this one ends.